Hello everyone, welcome to social science class. Today again we will start civics. As you know, India is a vast country with lots of diversities. There are different languages, different caste, color, religion, so many diversification is there in our country. For that reason, Jawaharlal Nehru coined the phrase that India is unity in diversity. So let us read about that country, about the system of that country. It has 28 states and 8 union territories. And another thing, that the states of India is as big as the European country. The one state, Haryana, is as big as the Belgium of Europe. Do you know this thing? And our government is the combinations of all these states and union territories. So don't you think that it is very difficult for a single unit to manage whole country? Yes, it is. For that reason, Indian democracy is a federal type of democracy, and the power of the government is shared between different levels of government and between different branches. There are two types of power sharing, which you will read afterward, and just in brief, I am going to say that there are horizontal power sharing and vertical power sharing. Vertical power sharing means there are different levels of power sharing: union level, state level, and local level. Union government, state government, and local administration. And the horizontal power sharing is power is distributed between legislature, executive, and judiciary. Legislature, which is the which is formulates the law, executive implements the law, and judiciary protect the law. And students, today we are going to read about judiciary. It is the chapter 5 of your civics book, Judiciary. Let us discuss what is judiciary. It protects the law. What is law? As we have read earlier, that we have rule of law. What does it mean? It means that laws apply equally to all persons, and that a certain set of fixed procedures need to be followed when a law is violated. To enforce this rule of law, we have a judicial system that consists of the mechanism of courts that a citizen can approach when a law is violated. As an organ of government, judiciary plays an important, one crucial role in Indian democracy. Let us discuss about the role of judiciary. What is the function of judiciary in Indian government? Judiciary does so many activities. Supreme Court announces so many things, such as no teacher can beat a student, or about the sharing of river waters between states, or they can punish people for particular crimes. So many things. Broadly speaking, the work that the judiciary does is divided into the following things. What judiciary? Actually, what is the work of the judiciary? Number one is dispute resolution. Dispute resolution means it resolves the dispute. Which dispute it resolves? It solves the conflict. It solves the controversy. What type of controversy? What type of disputes? The judicial system provides a mechanism for resolving disputes between citizens and citizens. Suppose two citizens fight for a land, and they cannot get one solution, and judiciary will give the solution by taking all the evidences and all the proofs from both the party. Then the judgment will be given, and they have to obey the judgment. Judiciary says this thing resolves the disputes between two citizens, and the disputes between citizens and government. Sometimes what happens, government government make any law which is going against the self interest, against the interest of the public. Suppose the hike of petrol prices, if it is too much, then people started hesitating. Many a times you must have heard that people are on strike, people are going against the decisions of the government. In that case, if the matter is beyond the control, then judiciary takes that matter, and basically the citizen and government, this matter goes to Supreme Court or High Court, and judiciary decide, and whatever judiciary decision is there, it is final. Everybody is bound to obey this. For example, in recent past, what happened during Rath Yatra, Supreme Court at the final decision in this pandemic situation, Rath Yatra will be taking place or not. For this issue, so many controversy arose, but finally Supreme Court gave his verdict, according to which that Rath Yatra took place. For like this only, another thing, that if there is a dispute between two state governments, suppose two state governments fight for one thing, suppose that Kaveri water project, suppose for getting the water of a particular river, because river flows from one state to another state, it doesn't stick in one state. River, suppose river comes from Uttar Pradesh, then Madhya Pradesh, then Chhattisgarh, then Odisha. So everyone has the right to take the water of that river. But if some controversy arises regarding the water, then where they will go, from where they will take, where they will take their solution, the problem of their controversy solution, the Supreme Court. In that case, Supreme Court gives final verdict, final judgment. Supreme Court decide the matter, whatever, and whatever Supreme Court will give the decision, everyone, all the states are bound to obey this. So it is a matter of dispute. And sometimes what happens, central government and state government, if there would be controversy arises between, there would be controversy between central government and state government, then who will resolve the matter? America government will resolve the matter, or UNO will come? No. In that case, Supreme Court takes the matter, and Supreme Court decides the, Supreme Court hears the problem, and Supreme Court gives the judgment. For that reason, Supreme Court comes beyond the, apart from the government. That is why we can say that independence of judiciary, it is not related to legislature and executive, it is independent. Judiciary is independent from the legislature and executive, and independently it decides the controversy, decides the conflict of Supreme Court and central government and state government. Okay, then you must have understood what type of disputes is resolved by judiciary. Second thing is judicial review. Judicial review. As the final interpreter of the Constitution, judiciary also has the power to strike down a particular laws passed by the parliament. Listen to me. Judiciary is known as the final interpreter of the Constitution. That means if anyone disobey the Constitution, then he or she can go to judiciary and judiciary look into the matter, and whenever necessary judiciary gives the punishment who breaks the constitution. In this context, if parliament has made any law which is going against the against the main theme of the constitution, judiciary has the power to declare that law as null and void. Judiciary has the power to strike down particular laws passed by the parliament or declare it null and void if it believes that there is a violation of the basic structure of the constitution. This is called judicial review. Third point, upholding the law and enforcing fundamental rights. Enforcing fundamental rights. It is said that judiciary is the protector of the fundamental right of the citizen. Every citizen of India can approach the Supreme Court or the High Court if they believe that their fundamental right have been violated. For example, we have read in class 7 that Hakim Sheikh incident. An agricultural laborer who fell from a train and injured himself, and whose condition got worse because several hospitals refused to admit him. On hearing this case, Supreme Court ruled that Article 21, which provides every citizen the fundamental right to life, also includes the right to health, and Supreme Court directed the West Bengal government to pay him the compensation. Every individual, if he or she thinks that with this action his or her fundamental right is violated, he or she can immediately go to the court of law, and judiciary is the protector of the fundamental rights of the citizen. These are the role of the judiciary, and with this we come to the end of this class, and we'll meet in the next class with the features of judiciary. Thank you everyone. Thank you very much.